Tonight, a second person has come forward saying they, too, are a biological child of a prominent local OBGYN.
Both adults claim Dr. Morris Wortman used his own sperm to artificially inseminate their mothers more than 30 years ago. It was a shock to both, and tonight, one of them is sharing his story.
I lived 35 years thinking that I was the son of a man who died at 36.
Carl Lohr says he lived with a lie most of his life. An ancestral DNA test 3 years ago revealed the truth. His father was Jewish, not Italian, and there were very strong indications he has at least 6 half-siblings.
We figured out it was Dr. Wortman right away. We all had him as our doctor. We all kind of look like this guy. I don't know if you put my mug next to his, but it's close. So we figured out it was him. We just didn't have any proof.
Lohr showed the DNA test results to his mother, who later admitted that Dr. Wortman was his father, not the man in this photo. Lohr's mother sought infertility help from Wortman in the 1980s. Much like Lohr's apparent half-sister, the plaintiff in this legal action, now suing Wortman for fraud and malpractice.
It was extremely emotionally derailing. It sent me back. It sent me to a very terrible place for a couple of years.
Lohr is in a better place now. He's gotten to know some of his apparent half-siblings and has come to terms with who he says fathered him. His focus now is on helping other young people who, like him, may not know the truth about their biological roots.
If we could agree on a way where donor-conceived children need to be disclosed. So essentially, at 18, at the very latest, you need to be told, look, this is actually your father. Kids deserve to know how they were made. They get to know that.
Lohr has spoken to an attorney but doesn't believe he has grounds for a civil suit like the one just filed by his half-sister against Dr. Wortman. As far as possible criminal charges, we checked with the DA's office today and were told it appears related statutes have expired. Dr. Wortman would not comment for our reporting.
A judge has temporarily blocked New York's COVID vaccine mandate for healthcare workers.
And while the legal battle over it plays out, the area's largest healthcare system is considering a pause on some elective surgeries. UR Medicine and other healthcare systems are concerned about the potential for a staffing crisis as some workers choose to quit rather than get vaccinated.
The mandate is supposed to take effect in less than 2 weeks. As 13 WAM's Tyler Brown reports, the uncertainty is making some patients anxious.
Doug, Jenny, UR Medicine tells us it could delay some procedures to help minimize the impact of losing workers. One local mom is hoping her daughter's much needed but still elective surgery won't be delayed. Nearly 3 weeks ago, Renee Roundtree's life changed when she was attacked by a dog. She was hospitalized for 3 days, and her mother says she will need surgery.
She's going to need to have reconstructive surgery to her face and her mouth, and there's a lot of emotional trauma that goes along with the physical injuries.
The surgery was expected in early October, but staff shortages could delay that.
Any delays, even if it's for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, or, hopefully not, but a couple of months, is going to add to, the anxiety that she's feeling and I'm feeling too.
UR Medicine says it might delay some procedures so staff could be redeployed to critical care areas. Already short-staffed, the vaccine mandate means more will likely leave rather than get the shot.
The hospital systems have to weigh the upside and the downside of these mandates and see what the effect will be.
Today, a federal judge temporarily blocked the state's mandate when a group of healthcare workers sued over its lack of religious exemption. Dr. Sarah Klein believes it's a small victory for healthcare workers like her, not yet ready to get vaccinated.
I think it's going to give the state a chance to try to respond back and to hopefully make some changes in their mandate, which I think is really at this point suffocating and too strict.
The state has been given 8 days to respond to the ruling. UR Medicine says it must prepare for all possible scenarios as the September 27th deadline for workers to get the vaccine approaches. We did reach out to the governor's office for a comment on the judge's ruling. We are waiting to hear back.
Lose workers because of the federal vaccine or test mandate.
To lose anybody to the fact that they don't want to be vaccinated will be detrimental.
Millions of workers will be given the choice to get the COVID vaccine or be tested weekly. Good evening, I'm Jenny Ryan.
And I'm Doug Embledge. This mandate could affect nearly 700 companies in our 9-county region. As Tyler Brown reports now, the race is on to get as many employees vaccinated as possible. Tyler?
Yeah, Doug, Jenny, the pressure is definitely on. And I spoke to multiple businesses tonight that say the mandate could affect not only staffing, but also health services in the community. One of Mary Joy LaPerry's 2 at-home elderly care businesses already falls under New York's vaccine mandate. Now her second business with more than 100 employees falls under the federal vaccine or test mandate. LaPerry says she could lose 80 employees if they don't change their mind about the COVID vaccine.
I personally stand to lose anywhere from 40 to 50% of my business and my employees. So that's going to be a pretty tough hit.
CHS Mobile Healthcare says only a small percentage of its staff is unvaccinated, but still, the federal mandate could have a significant impact.
It's just we're not at optimal staffing, so it just takes one person to call in sick, and all of a sudden we're scrambling. So that's really the issue.
Both businesses say the mandates will not only impact them, but the community they serve.
We have to work with our clientele as well to ask them to understand that this may cause a change in either the timing of their services, the length of their services, or the frequency of their services.
Their focus now is to educate and increase staff vaccination rates and do it as fast as possible.
We'll try and get the medical staff completed first, and then we'll work on our non-medical staff to help them understand and hopefully to get vaccinated. But the timing, it can't be long. There's a sense of urgency.
Both companies tell me they are still waiting for answers from the federal government when it comes to how testing will work. They are hoping this guidance will be coming sometime this week.